All right, so you're thinking about jumping into the world of binary options trading. Huh. Well, we're going to take a deep dive into this beginner's guide from xbonop.com and try to really unpack this unique financial instrument.
Yeah.
It's got that potential to be lucrative, but we need to really break it down and see if it's a good fit for you.
You know, it's interesting because binary options often attract people who might be a little intimidated by traditional stock trading.
Yeah.
It offers a simplified approach to engaging with the financial markets, which can be appealing.
That makes sense, especially for, people who are new to the world of trading.
Right.
So to kick things off, what exactly are binary options?
Well, at its core, it boils down to making predictions about whether the price of an asset, like gold, a specific stock, even a currency pair, will rise or fall within a set time frame.
So some people say it's like gambling on the stock market.
Okay.
Do you think that's an accurate comparison?
I'd say it's a bit more nuanced than that. With binary options, you're not just betting on a random outcome.
Okay.
Like a coin flip.
Yeah.
Informed traders actually use analytical tools and strategies to make educated predictions about price movements.
Okay.
But there is inherent risk involved, of course, and the potential for both significant gains and losses exists.
So it's not just like, I've got a 50-50 shot. I think it's going to go up or down.
It's more like you're placing a bet on a sporting event where you've done your research, you've analyzed the teams, you've looked at past performance.
I like that. Okay. So let's walk through how binary options trading actually works.
Sure.
You're on a trading platform. What are you doing?
Well, picture a really streamlined interface designed for clarity.
Right.
You select an asset, determine how much you want to invest, predict whether the price will go above or below its current level.
Okay.
And then you just wait for the option to expire.
So it really is that straightforward.
It is. It's very straightforward.
Okay.
Click call if you think the price is going to go up, or PUT if you think it's going to go down.
All right. So no complex charts, no confusing jargon.
No, not really, and that's a relief for beginners.
Right, and this guide mentions these different, styles of binary options trading.
Yeah.
So what about this short-term trading I keep hearing about?
Yeah, short-term trading, that's all about rapid decisions, fast-paced markets.
So think like 60-second options, just trying to capitalize on those quick price fluctuations.
Yeah, exactly.
So who is this style best suited for?
It tends to attract those who are comfortable with volatility.
Okay.
They thrive in fast-paced environments.
So you got to be able to think on your feet.
Yeah, you need to be able to react quickly.
Okay, what about the opposite end of the spectrum, long-term trading?
Long-term trading is a completely different animal.
Okay.
You're looking at longer time horizons.
Weeks, months even.
Weeks, months even. Traders will focus on broader economic trends.
Okay.
Company performance over time, or global events that might influence those asset prices.
So it seems like long-term trading would require a different mindset.
Absolutely.
More patience, I imagine.
A lot more patience.
Okay.
Long-term traders need to be adept at forecasting how markets might shift over time.
Right. Unlike the short term, like rapid fire.
Right.
Okay, and then there's this one-touch trading that's mentioned.
Yeah, one-touch options.
What's that all about?
Those are high risk, high reward.
Okay.
Your prediction hinges on whether the asset's price hits a predetermined target at any point before the option expires.
Okay.
So the potential profits can be really enticing.
Yeah.
But there's also the possibility of a complete loss.
Right. So that sounds like that requires a strong understanding of
Absolutely.
market behavior.
You need a really good grasp of how markets work.
Okay.
You got to have a carefully calculated strategy and a pretty healthy dose of risk tolerance to succeed.
Definitely not for the novice trader.
Not for the novice trader.
Okay. And then there's the currency pairs trading.
Right.
This is like the Forex world, right?
This is the Forex world, yeah.
Okay.
Forex trading involves speculating on the relative performance of two currencies.
Okay.
It's fascinating. It's very deeply connected to global economics. The value of a currency is basically a reflection of a country's economic health and its position on the world stage.
So when you're trading currency pairs, you're basically making a bet on which country's economy you think will outperform the other.
Yes.
Okay.
For example,
Yeah.
if you believe that the Eurozone is on a positive trajectory,
Okay.
and it'll likely strengthen against the US dollar, you might buy the URSD pair, anticipating that the euro will rise in value relative to the dollar.
So I'm starting to see how intertwined global events and economics are with this type of trading.
Yeah.
You really need to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening around the world.
That's key. Staying informed about economic indicators, geopolitical events, even natural disasters. That's all crucial for Forex traders.
Okay.
These factors can have a huge impact on currency valuations.
All right. Now, this guide really stresses the importance of choosing a reputable broker.
Yeah.
Why is that so critical?
Selecting a trustworthy broker is paramount.
Okay.
It's like choosing a bank to hold your savings.
Right.
You want to make sure they are reliable, secure, and operate transparently.
So what are some key questions you should ask when you're researching potential brokers?
Think about it like this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't deposit your money into a bank without knowing its policies and security measures, right?
Absolutely not.
So when you evaluate a binary options broker, you really want to understand their deposit methods, minimum investment requirements, the types of options they offer, the languages they support, and most importantly, their regulatory standing.
Regulatory standing, that sounds important.
It's huge.
Why is that so important?
Well, regulation ensures accountability and transparency within the financial industry.
Right.
So a regulated broker will operate under established guidelines and oversight.
Okay.
This helps protect investors from fraudulent activities, scams, that sort of thing.
So it gives you a level of reassurance that, this broker's operating ethically and legally.
Exactly.
So let's say you found a broker that you feel good about.
Okay.
What are the next steps to actually getting started with trading?
Well, the process is actually quite user-friendly.
Okay.
Typically, you register on the platform.
Okay.
Usually involves filling out a simple online form. Then you just make your initial deposit.
Okay.
A lot of brokers offer a variety of methods for that. Bank transfers, credit cards, online payment systems. It's very easy.
And from there, you're ready to just dive right in.
Well, not so fast.
Okay.
Before you jump into live trades.
Yeah.
Many brokers offer what are called demo accounts.
Oh, interesting.
These allow you to practice with virtual funds,
Okay.
familiarize yourself with the platform,
Right.
test different strategies without risking any real money.
That's a great feature, especially for beginners.
It's a valuable tool.
Okay.
Right?
Absolutely.
So let's say you've got your account set up.
Okay.
You're ready to trade.
Right.
How does it actually work?
Well, the platform's interface is designed to make placing a trade surprisingly simple.
Okay.
You select your desired asset, choose your investment amount, and then decide whether to click call, predicting a price increase, or PUT, predicting a decrease.
Okay, so placing a trade is straightforward enough, but how do you know when to hit that call or PT button?
That's where things get a bit more intricate.
Okay.
Successful binary options trading really involves a blend of research, analysis, and a good understanding of market dynamics.
You're going to want to delve deeper into fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and start to develop your own trading strategy.
Right, and all of that we'll unpack in the next part of our deep dive.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about different types of trades and even how to pick a broker.
Right.
But how do you actually make money with binary options? What does it look like when a trade actually, goes your way?
So each trade comes with a predetermined payout percentage,
Okay.
typically in the 70 to 90% range.
All right.
So if you predict the price movement correctly, you get your initial investment back plus that percentage as profit.
So let me make sure I understand.
Sure.
If I invest, say, $100 on a trade with an 80% payout,
Okay.
and my prediction is right, I would get my initial $100 back plus an $80 profit.
Exactly. That's right.
Wow.
It's that straightforwardness that
Yeah.
often attracts new traders to binary options.
Yeah, it's very simple to understand.
It is.
The potential for those high returns with a simple up or down prediction
Right.
is very appealing. But this guide really emphasizes something called trading psychology.
Yeah,
It seems like it's about more than just the numbers and charts.
it is.
So why is the mental game so important in trading?
That's a great question, and it's a crucial point.
Okay.
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
Professional athletes, they don't just rely on physical skill.
Right.
They train their minds too, right? Similarly, successful traders, they recognize that managing their emotions is just as important as understanding those market mechanics.
Okay.
Discipline, emotional control, sticking to a plan even when you're facing losses.
Yeah.
Those are key traits of successful traders.
So it's about staying level-headed.
Yeah.
Avoiding those impulsive reactions.
Absolutely.
And not letting your emotions dictate your trades.
Exactly.
I could see how that could be challenging, especially in a fast-paced market.
It definitely can be, yeah.
Right.
Imagine a trader who's on a winning streak.
Okay. Yeah.
They might feel invincible, start taking bigger risks,
Right.
deviate from their plan, or on the flip side, after a few losses, they might become fearful
Right.
and start making impulsive decisions based on emotions
Okay.
rather than sound analysis.
So it's almost like having a game plan
Yes.
and a coach to kind of keep you in check.
Exactly.
The guide also talks about prudent money management.
Yeah.
So what role does that play in binary options trading?
Money management is all about protecting your capital and mitigating risks.
Okay.
It's a crucial aspect of trading, no matter what your experience level is. You really got to be mindful of how much you're investing,
Right.
how often you're trading, and how you're handling those wins and losses.
So I imagine it's also about ensuring that, a few losing trades don't completely wipe out your entire investment.
You got it.
Is that what the passive money management plan is about?
Yeah, so the passive money management plan,
Or the 5-15 rule?
yeah, the 5-15 rule, that's a really conservative strategy, particularly suitable for, new traders. It advises against risking more than 5% of your total capital on a single trade.
Right.
And then within a single trading session,
Yeah.
you shouldn't risk more than 15% of your capital across all your trades.
Okay, so let's say I have $1,000 to invest.
Okay.
That means I shouldn't risk more than $50 on any single trade.
Correct.
And no more than $150 across all my trades for that entire session.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
It might seem overly cautious,
Yeah.
but it's designed to protect you
Okay.
while you're still learning.
Right.
Remember, slow and steady wins the race,
Especially in trading. That makes sense.
especially in trading.
It's about building a solid foundation and developing your skills before taking on too much risk.
Exactly.
So what about the aggressive money management plan?
The aggressive plan,
Or the 10-30 rule?
the 10-30 rule,
When does that come into play?
well, as the name suggests,
Yeah.
it's a much more aggressive approach.
Right.
It involves higher potential returns,
Okay.
but also significantly elevated risk. It's definitely not recommended for beginners.
Okay, so walk me through how it works.
All right.
Is it just a matter of increasing the percentages from the 5-15 rule?
It follows a similar structure,
Okay.
but the limits are higher.
Okay.
Because at a 5% and 15%, you're dealing with 10% and 30%.
Got it.
So you could potentially invest up to 10% of your capital on a single trade
Great.
and up to 30% across all trades within a session.
So in our $1,000 example, you could put $100 on a single trade.
Yes.
And up to $300 across all your trades for that session. That's quite a jump.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And this guide specifically cautions against this strategy for those with, limited capital or limited experience.
Right.
It's really geared towards seasoned traders
Okay.
with substantial funds and who are comfortable with higher levels of risk.
I could see how it would be tempting to go for those higher returns.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like you need to have a lot of confidence in your analysis and a high tolerance for risk to be able to handle that type of strategy.
You really do.
Okay.
And this is where trading psychology comes back into play.
Yeah.
Even with an aggressive approach, discipline and emotional control are still absolutely paramount.
Yeah, because one wrong move.
One wrong move.
And it could really impact your capital.
Big time.
Earlier, we briefly touched on currency trading or Forex.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a bit more on what makes this type of trading unique?
Well, what's fascinating about Forex trading
Yeah.
is that it's constantly moving.
Okay.
It's influenced by all these global events, economic trends. It's a 245 market.
So it never sleeps.
It never sleeps.
Okay.
It operates around the clock,
Wow.
reflecting how interconnected the global economy really is.
Right. And I remember you mentioned that currencies are always traded in pairs.
They are.
Could you give me an example of what that means in practice?
Sure. So let's take the EURUSD currency pair.
Oh,
When you're trading this pair, you're speculating on the relative value of the euro against the US dollar.
okay.
If you buy USD, you're anticipating the euro will strengthen against the dollar.
Okay.
If you sell USD, you believe the dollar will strengthen against the euro.
So if I buy USD and the Eurozone economy starts showing signs of, robust growth
Okay.
and the U.S. economy weakens, my trade would likely be profitable.
Yes. In that scenario,
Okay.
the euro would likely appreciate in value against the dollar,
Okay.
leading to a profit on your trade.
But it's not a guarantee.
But countless factors influence currency fluctuations.
Right.
So it's never a guaranteed outcome.
So it sounds like you really need to have your finger on the pulse of global events,
Yes.
economic indicators, even political developments,
Yeah.
to make those informed decisions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Understanding global economic trends, political events, even natural disasters, it's all crucial for Forex traders.
Okay.
These factors can significantly impact those currency valuations.
All right. So we've talked about these different types of trades
Right.
and even managing your risk. But how do traders actually decide when to hit that call or PUT button? What goes into making those decisions?
That's where the real art of trading comes in.
Okay.
It involves a blend of research, analysis, and having a well-defined trading strategy.
Yeah.
So let's start by exploring the concepts of fundamental analysis
Okay.
and technical analysis. These are essential tools in a trader's arsenal.
Right. So we've learned a ton about binary options, different trading styles, choosing a broker, the psychology of trading, money management.
Right.
But we kind of left off talking about making those actual trading decisions.
Yes.
So how do binary options traders actually figure out when to make a move? Like, what helps them decide when to hit that call or PUT button?
Well, that's where the real strategy comes into play.
Okay.
It's all about research, analysis, and a well-defined plan.
Okay.
You know, think of it like a detective piecing together clues to solve a case. Okay.
You wouldn't just rush into a decision without any evidence, would you?
No, of course not.
So successful binary options trading, it requires a very methodical approach.
So you're saying it's not just about intuition or random guesses. It's about making informed decisions based on
That's right.
evidence.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start by diving into those two key concepts we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Fundamental analysis
Yeah.
and technical analysis.
Right. The cornerstones.
Yeah, I've heard those terms before, but could you break them down in the context of binary options?
Sure. So fundamental analysis, that's all about examining the underlying factors that actually influence
Okay.
an asset's value. It's looking at the big picture.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're trading a currency pair,
Right.
you might consider things like a country's economic growth,
Right.
interest rates, inflation, even political stability.
Okay.
All these elements can have a huge impact on a currency's strength.
So it's about understanding those economic and political forces.
That drive market movements.
Yes.
Okay, now what about technical analysis?
So technical analysis takes a different approach.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on that broader economic picture, technical analysts, they study charts,
Okay.
patterns, and historical price data to identify trends and potential trading opportunities.
So they're using all these tools and indicators
They do.
to try to predict those future price movements based on what's happened in the past.
Right, exactly.
So it's almost like looking for those patterns and signals within the market itself, using that historical data.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Technical analysts believe that history often repeats itself in the markets.
Okay.
So by identifying those recurring patterns,
Yeah.
they try to anticipate those future price movements and make more informed decisions.
Okay. This all makes sense, but it also sounds like a lot to learn
It is.
and keep track of.
It can be, especially when you're first starting out.
Right.
But remember, you don't have to master everything overnight. The key is to start with the basics, focus on one or two assets, and then gradually expand your knowledge
Right.
as you gain that experience.
That makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
This guide also mentioned something called a trading plan.
Yes.
So what's the importance of that?
A trading plan is like your roadmap for your trading journey.
Okay.
It outlines your goals, your risk tolerance, your preferred trading style.
Right.
But most importantly, it outlines your strategy for entering and exiting trades.
So it's a set of rules you create for yourself
Exactly.
to stay focused and disciplined in your trading.
It's about consistency.
Okay.
And having that plan.
So it's not just about jumping in and, making those random trades.
Yeah, no.
It's about having a defined plan
Right.
and sticking to it.
Sticking to it.
Okay.
This deep dive has been super informative.
It has.
I feel like we've really explored a lot about binary options trading.
We have.
From the mechanics of it to the psychology.
We've talked about choosing a broker, money management, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, even having a trading plan.
Yep.
What would you say is the most important takeaway for someone who's, considering trying out binary options trading?
I think the most important thing is to approach it with a realistic mindset.
Okay.
And a commitment to keep learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
But it is a challenging endeavor that requires dedication, discipline, and a willingness to adapt as you gain that experience.
So it's about treating it like any other skill
Exactly.
you're trying to master.
Right.
You got to put in the time and effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
To educate yourself, practice, and refine your approach.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid to start small.
Yeah.
Start with a demo account, practice with virtual funds, and then gradually transition to live trading as you gain that confidence and experience.
Perfect.
Well, for our listeners, as you consider whether binary options trading is right for you, remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
Take what you've learned in this deep dive, keep researching, explore different strategies, and, most importantly, develop that sound trading plan to navigate this exciting and potentially rewarding world.
Exactly.
Good luck, and may your trades be ever in your favor.